Hello, my name's Chris. Um, 22. I'm from Tennessee, and a lot of you people who might actually watch this, probably be my friends or people at least I know of, because I'll be like sharing this to my social media and whatnot. But mainly, the reason you're sitting here listening to me talk, if you viewed this or whatever, and you're looking at my desktop background, is mainly because I don't have a webcam, or I don't know where I put the webcam that I had, I guess. And I didn't really feel like doing this with my phone because I didn't feel like just, holding my phone out, blah, blah, blah. So I'm 22, like I said, or I guess I said, I don't remember. But mainly what I'm doing here is I'm just sharing my story with OCD and anxiety and the issues that I've faced over 22 years, almost 23, and how it's really shaped my life and shaped who I am and made me really not enjoy certain things and stuff like that. Okay, let's just start from the beginning. I'm going to try to make these just short little videos, just maybe do it daily. I don't know. I don't know what my plan is. I was just bored and I've been putting this off for a while, so I decided to do it. So anyways, basically as far back as I can remember, I've had anxiety, and I'm pretty sure I had OCD when I was younger. I'm pretty sure I've had it all my life, and I was just diagnosed around the end of last year. Whenever it got too much, like the obsessions, what I was freaked out about, everything like that, it was just way too much. Now, what is OCD basically? Obsessive compulsive disorder. And most people link that as germs, hand washing, stuff like that. Oh, something has to be perfectly neat or you'll freak out. No. In some cases, fine. Like some people have those issues where they're afraid of germs, or they have to wash their hands constantly, or they have to have everything clean. That's not really me. My issue is I have thoughts. Um, Everybody has random thoughts. Like, it was explained to me like this. Okay, so you can walk down the street, see a guy riding a bike, and then your first thought was, man, he could get hit by a truck and murdered and killed right there. It's just like most people, normal people, are like, whoa, hopefully that doesn't happen, but hey, it could. But people with OCD, they latch on to these thoughts and they're like, oh my god, does this make me a murderer? Does this make me crazy? Does this make me sick? Does this make me whatever? And it doesn't. I mean, thoughts are like clouds, and they're going to come and go as they please. You can have thoughts about anything, but that doesn't shape who you are. If you have a thought about killing your wife, okay, if it just comes into your head, maybe you were watching some kind of Lifetime movie or something, and husband killed his wife, and you put that thought in your head. What if I did that? A normal person's going to be like, well, I'm not going to do that. Well, I don't even know why I would be thinking that. Stuff like that. But an OCD person might be like, oh my God, does that mean I'm a killer? Does that mean I want to murder my wife? Like stuff like that. Normal people, or people who are considered normal that do not have OCD, do not get, for the most part, do not get hung up on these random thoughts that they have throughout the day. To where people with OCD, they get hung up on these thoughts and their obsessions. That's what they turn into. And then compulsions, basically, are things you have to do, basically to relieve yourself from the obsessions for a teeny bit of time. One thing might be, maybe you're afraid you're going to be possessed, and like you're super obsessed over this, and you're like, oh my god, this, and you're like, if I don't go to church every Wednesday and Sunday, you know, I'm going to be possessed. So you go to church every Wednesday, Sunday. Those are compulsions because that's what you do to relieve the anxiety, to relieve the feeling that you have about these obsessions. You know, basically, mine started probably when I was super young. I remember one instance to where I had to constantly wash my hands. I don't know why. It wasn't even a germ thing, I don't believe, but it was just had to constantly wash my hands. I was probably like 5 or 6 maybe. And that's the first real case I can remember of where it didn't last long, obviously, but to where, excuse me, to where I had some kind of obsession and I had a compulsion to do with it. So, OCD it's weird. Um, as someone with OCD, your completely irrational thoughts seem completely rational. Um, I don't only have OCD. My anxiety is through the roof with most things. Um, I have really bad social anxiety to where the fear of being disliked or the fear of looking like an idiot or the fear of just meeting new people, it's really hindered me on like making friends, being close to people, going out, having a good time. It's hindered me in those instances because I'm afraid to. When I go out or when I go to places with, a bunch of people, the feeling that I have is one that no one wants to have. And anybody that has anxiety knows how, or knows what I'm talking about, knows, the feeling. Everybody has a bit of anxiety. Like, anxiety is completely normal. You know, if you're in a bank and a bank robber comes in and he's like, give me all your money and has a gun, you're going to feel anxious. You're going to feel scared. That's okay. Like, you should. Like, there's a madman holding a damn gun right here. If you didn't feel something's off, right? But whenever you just go out to the store and you're just walking around and you feel that same high level of anxiety, that, my friend, is when you know there's something wrong. And that's what I deal with. I have really bad relationship anxiety. I've been engaged now for a while. We're coming up, me and my fiance, me and her, we're coming up on almost our 1 year anniversary. And, I've always been a really jealous person, like always. But here recently, in the last few, I guess, weeks, my OCD has latched onto that, and all I can think about is she cheating on me? Is she doing this? Is she doing that? What is she doing? That's all I've been able to think about. And to be frank, it's been hell because when you obsess over something, it is completely what it's completely what an obsession is. You know, um, you think about it night and day. You have dreams, everything. That's what you deal with, and things of that nature. And it's just really hard to deal with. It's like you're literally in a fight with your own mind. Um, and I've had a lot of other obsessions. From gay straight to like afraid I was going to get Ebola, which is funny, but at the time it wasn't funny. Afraid that I had an STD. Things of that nature. It's those are a couple of my obsessions. You know, it's a really hard thing to deal with, and I guess if only one person watches this, it doesn't really matter because my whole idea of this is to just be therapeutic for me. And maybe if I help that one person out there who watches this and does have OCD and is freaking out and they're like, oh my God, what do I do? If they can listen to this and they can feel a little bit better, that's a job well done for me. I've listened to so many different videos and things that have helped me tremendously to the point to where I'm beating OCD. Sometimes I have my minor setbacks, like this last week or two has been a pretty big setback on certain issues, and it's definitely not fun. It's OCD gets a big laugh basically. People will be like, I'm so OCD about this. I have to have my room clean. No, you're not. Like, you're not OCD about that. You just want to have your room clean. Like, don't make one of the worst mental illnesses, in my opinion, a joke, because until you have OCD, you don't really know the pain, the torture, the pure hell that your mind puts you through, to where you have to what if everything in the world. You have to what if this, what if that. Like, I check the I check the front door at least 3 to 4 times a night. I've been kicking it back to about 2 times because I'm like, you know, what if, what if one time I do not lock the door or I don't shut it good enough and then someone comes in and murders my family? That's on me. What if this happens? It's like, I have this thought and it's like, what am I? Am I a murderer? Like, what if I killed somebody? What if I did this? What if I did that? What if I hurt somebody? That's the shit that I deal with each day. And, I've been on medication. I'm coming off of it because I'm going to try different medications when I can. But medications, for the most part, only stop the anxious feeling. Pretty much, excuse me, they make that anxious feeling that you have whenever you're freaking out about something that's completely irrational. They make the anxiety go down. That doesn't stop you from having these weird thoughts or irrational thoughts. It doesn't stop you that. It just stops the anxious feeling you have, which is really good. It's helped me a lot, but I'm gonna try other medication for certain reasons, side effects and whatnot. But I guess I'm just gonna start doing videos whenever I can. About mental health, about the issues that I'm facing, stuff like that. And if it helps anybody, then good. If not, then that's fine. Um, this was just a little therapeutic time for me. A little 12-minute video of me talking. Just whoever watches this looking at my desktop background, which is pretty cool. And I'll eventually have a webcam, and I'll start actually doing video vlogs. Sorry, video logs, blogs. Sorry, and whatnot, and maybe it'll help somebody. Maybe it won't. I don't know. It'll at least help me. So if you did listen to this whole rambling video about whatnot, I really appreciate it, and hopefully it helps you, or you know whatever you're going through. Hopefully, if you're going through anxiety issues, it helps, and if not, maybe it'll help you understand maybe what a friend's going through, or maybe what like a relative or a significant other is going through. And that's mainly what I'm doing this for, so I really appreciate that. But I'll make more videos, hopefully, depending and whatnot. But I just appreciate your time listening to this and listening to me, listening to some of my issues, maybe getting a little bit more cleared up on OCD, even though I gave like really odd explanation of things. And I'm no medical professional or anything. This is just what I'm going through, So, like I said, I appreciate it, and hopefully, I'll see you in the next video.